We go a little bit on the countryside tonight with Jimmie Allen from Nashville on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. Jimmie, you are transplant. We'll go with that.
Yes.
You're not originally from Tennessee. No. That's okay. Neither am I. So nothing wrong with that. You actually come from, I've never met anybody from this state, so it's kind of interesting. Delaware.
Yes. Good old Milton, Delaware. It's a little town, and we like to call it slower, lower Delaware.
It's weird to me simply because the only thing I know about Delaware is at some point in time, Washington crossed it.
Yes. No sales tax. We have Dogfish, the beer.
Well, you don't have the music scene that was conducive to what you want to do.
Chuck Wicks is from Delaware. The country singer Chuck Wicks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's from this town called Smyrna. They're about like 45 minutes north. But other than that, that's about it.
We've got a Smyrna here, so we're covered there, right?
We got the Pumpkin Chunkin' Festival that they have there. It sounds so country saying it out loud.
It does. There is no way to say Pumpkin Chunkin' without it not sounding.
So do you know what it is?
It's where you chunk pumpkins.
So it's like you build like the best machine you can. Like you see things that look like they're made from acoustic guitars versus things that look like they're made out of these big mechanical things, and see who can throw the pumpkins the farthest.
Well, aside from redneck games, which is what that pretty much sounds like.
We got the beach there. It's a pretty big beach.
Aside from all of that, you do have some musical background that came from there that you have brought with you.
Yes.
You are now looking to do some more with that. So we're going to get you to, he's brought his guitar. We're going to get him to play a song for us a little bit later. And we've got a song that you've recorded.
Yes.
As you're trying to just get your music heard. We're going to give you the chance to do that tonight as we talk with Jimmie Allen on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. Coming from a little bit of gospel, well, not quite gospel, but something in that line background and just a love of music. Tonight, we're discussing things with Jimmie Allen, the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. You could be in the seat having a conversation with me and getting your music played. Hit up the website for details on how to submit your songs at rock937online.com. You actually got your stuff submitted by the company you work with. You enlisted the help of an agency to help you get things going. Has it been more useful than just beating the street on your own?
Yeah, I think, you quickly learn with music, no matter the genre, that relationships are very, very important. Talents first and relationships are just as important, if not more important than the talent level. Because being able to, as an artist, I can easily pick up the phone and cold call people. Hey, this is Jimmie Allen, blah, blah, blah. They're like, okay, whatever, who cares? Versus, getting in contact with an agency. Hey, can you get my music to people you already have ongoing relationships with? That's a lot easier. You can get your foot in the door a little bit more. And then if you're able to come there and, and deliver something that's halfway decent, it helps too.
Was it hard finding just the right people to help you get the word out?
It was, I don't think it's hard as far as finding the people. The hard part is selling the people on your dream, like getting them on board with the same thing you want. Because there's a lot of different companies out there that'll, quickly just take your money and do whatever. But finding somebody that's willing to help and then money is secondary was the hardest. And, and Hart Street's awesome. So.
Networking is important, as you already pointed out. Sometimes it's not just what you know, it's who you know. Mm-hmm. That phrase comes up in business and things, and it applies to music. A few people. Mm-hmm. You've had the chance to rub shoulders with a few various people. You're pursuing the country dream. Yes. Do you label yourself country?
Oh, yes, I do. I grew up in Delaware. Like, my dad listens to nothing but country music. Like, that's it. If you put anything on his radio station, he'll throw a beer at you. Like, don't touch the radio in my dad's car. Don't turn on nothing but the country station. And my mother listened to nothing but gospel music. So I had my dad listening to the Aaron Tippins and Montgomery Gentrys and Rodney Atkins. And then my mom was Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. There's an old gospel singer guy named Mike Perky that a few people might know who he is, and Bill Gaither vocal band, so that type thing.
I think they know who the Gaithers are.
Yeah, the Gaithers.
That name you definitely know. You dropped a name just then, Rodney Atkins.
Yes.
You have actually had the chance to rub shoulders with him.
Yes, got a chance to. I met Rodney a few years ago. We became friends and got a chance to write with him. And the first time I first met him, I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, you're Rodney Atkins, for crying out loud. He's a great guy, man. Like, really good dude. Got a chance to become friends with him. Troy Gentry from Montgomery Gentry, real cool guy. So being able to have a relationship with country singers that I grew up listening to and find out they're as cool as their music. You know what I mean? That really helped paint a good picture for me as far as like the industry. So,
well, you play instruments, you sing.
Yes.
So I'm guessing you do songwriting. Were
Yes.
you doing songwriting before these people?
Yeah. So I think I wrote my first song when I was in like 7th grade. It wasn't good at all. It was horrible. It was horrible. So I did that, and then was songwriting through high school. I did like musical theater in high school and in college, and was trying to merge music with acting. So, you know, you get the musical theater side. And then when I first came to Nashville, I was writing a lot of songs, like just, you know, meeting people, networking. And then it finally got to the point where the songs I was writing was getting better. And at the same time, I was able to meet other great songwriters like Rodney Atkins, Brady Seals from Little Texas.
Your songwriting came into play for your first song that you really have gotten behind.
Yes.
Front Lawn.
Front Lawn, yeah. Where I'm from, you know, a lot of people say backyard, but we don't really say front yard. We say front lawn, you know, so that was kind of our thing in our little neighborhood. So, you know, getting a chance to write a song that kind of talked about things I did, you know, in middle school, high school, and in college, and kind of just like listing them all and just throwing them in a song, and then finding a cool chorus that is easy to sing along to. It's a summer song.
It's Front Lawn. It's Jimmie Allen on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. We've had a chance to talk with him a little bit and to hear some of his music. In fact, we're going to hear more of his music a little bit later. We've got Jimmie Allen tonight on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. You originally started out from Delaware, moved to Tennessee. Was that in pursuit of the musical dream, or was that?
Yeah, so I moved from, decided I needed to go to Nashville. I tried LA, I tried New York, and I felt like kind of the genre I wanted to do and what fit me as a person was in Nashville. So didn't have a place to stay. I had a Chevy Malibu, had all my stuff thrown in the back, air mattress. And driving down here, I keep stopping different places trying to look for a house to stay at on Craigslist. So I found a trailer out in a place called Spring Hill in the middle of nowhere. Like, this lady had this trailer behind her house. We used to have like coyotes out there, like deer and stuff like that, wild chickens, like it was nuts. But anyway, so about a month after staying at the trailer, the lady comes to me, "Hey Jimmie, I gotta sell it. I gotta sell a trailer." "What? Why you gotta do that?" So she wanted to sell it for $200. And at the time, I didn't have $200. I was just working at a gym. And so I said, well, I can either go home to Delaware or I can live in my car. So I just lived in my car for a couple months. I had to set up. So I would like go to the gym about like 5:30 and like work out for about an hour, shower, wash my clothes there at the gym. Then I'd work my regular day, eat lunch there and stuff like that. Then go out, network, stuff like that. And that's how I got to meet Troy Gentry there at the gym, Brady Seals, Aaron Benward, all those guys. And then finally got to the point where I was able to, you know, save a little bit of money. And
So working out worked out.
Working out worked out. That's a song.
That almost took a turn that just kind of went to the further south than it should have.
Yeah.
I'm looking on Craigslist and I'm sitting here thinking, wasn't that an episode of Criminal Minds?
Man.
What do you just...
Listen, that Chevy Malibu was very comfy.
You went from staying in those kinds of accommodations and doing whatever it took to just get a chance to get your music listened to. You've since then established yourself a little bit.
Yes.
You've had the chance to work. How old were you when you did all this, when you started?
19.
20,
yeah.
Okay. So for the last few years, you've slowly been working towards being able to say, hey, you know what I've done? I've written some songs with Rodney Atkins. And, oh, by the way, I did a whole Coke commercial with Taylor Swift. What?
That was, the funny thing is that it was, so I had this acting agent in Nashville. She called me, "Hey, Jimmie, you want to do an audition?" I was like, "For what?" She said, "Oh, some commercial, a Coke commercial." I was like, "All right, cool." So I get to the audition and it's like 400 guys like auditioning for my same part. So I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get it, whatever. So I get in the room and they were like, "Hey, do you know 22 by Taylor Swift?" I said, "In fact, I do know that song." So they said, "Well, act like you're sitting in the car driving." So I just started singing, "It sounds like a perfect night." There was like, kind of like talk singing. I was like, cool. So then they still had like 100 guys to audition. But I leave. 5 minutes later, my agent's calling me, "Hey, Jimmie, you got the part." "Wait, what?" She said, "Yeah, they said after they saw you, they didn't need to see nobody else." I said, "Well, that's what I need to hear right there, babe. That is it right there." That's what I need. So I got it. It was real cool. Got a chance to, sit in the car and fake drive and drink water out of for props, kind of just holding it. And it was fun, paid
so
my
bills. Did you get a
for
chance
2
to
years.
Jam with Taylor too?
So actually, Taylor didn't shoot the same day I did, but I met Taylor a few times before, just around Nashville, like different music venues. Like she actually goes out and like listens to like local bands and stuff. She's awesome though, like real. Like she's one of if you didn't know she was Taylor Swift, you wouldn't know. Like, that's how down to earth she is. Like, she's just chill.
You've had a few other experiences, too. You've done a few other things like American Idol.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about that. Mm-hmm. We're going to get you to get that guitar we were talking about earlier and do a song for us. We'll do all of that as we continue with Jimmie Allen tonight on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. From starring in high school plays and musicals, too, I guess, to commercials. Well, not really starring in it, but getting a chance to be in it. Talking tonight with Jimmie Allen on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. Jimmie, you are, we talked about earlier, you got the chance, you went to the audition, you did the whole Diet Coke commercial. Mm-hmm. Not the only commercial you've been involved with, though. Mm-hmm. You had a chance to do some music for something kind of special.
Yeah, I did a Super Bowl commercial.
Well, that comes back to, we talked about earlier, you kind of got into Nashville. You just started trying to meet people and mm-hmm. trying to do what you could to get your music heard. And that's part of that whole hustle attitude. Got to work to get it done.
You got to be half crazy. You literally have to be insane to believe that you're good enough to do this. You got to be crazy. Like living in a car. Like I think only a lunatic would volunteer to live in a car. But you know, you gotta make it happen. You gotta make it happen.
Well, part of that comes back from confidence too, mm-hmm. and that kind of comes through. And those elements served you well. They got you into American Idol?
Yes. So I did. So I lost a bet.
How we're not American Idol because I lost a bet.
I lost a bet. I literally showed up to the cattle call audition. I had on like some basketball shorts and some flip flops. And I walked in. It's like you got 16 tables, 16,000 people. Then you walk up and they say sing. And it's like 4 people lined up in a row. They point to you, sing, point to you, sing, point to you, sing. And then if they want to keep you, they move on. If not, they cut your wristband off, say, have a nice day. So you could literally, I've seen people wait in line for like a day and a half just to sing for like 2 seconds and get sent home. I was like, gosh. So I thought that was going to happen to me. I was hoping that would happen to me. So I sang and it was like, hold on 1 second. So he went and got some other guy like, hey, we want you to sing for him. All right, cool. Hey, wait 1 second. Come here. Then they took me to another table. Hey, sing for him. Like, all right, cool. Cool, you're through. Got down to top 40. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take it serious now. Right when I took it serious, they sent me home. It was one of those things where it was fun as a person, but as an artist, it was frustrating because you're not singing your own music. You know, you're and it's great for exposure and stuff like that. And I definitely had a great time. Don't regret it.
We talked earlier about how your songwriting kind of evolved as far as mm-hmm. you just started in 7th grade, and when the whole math test song didn't work out, well, maybe it wasn't about that, but
science song.
You had a chance to you had a chance to work with a few other people and get it a little bit further along. So when you're writing, what is the first part that comes into your songwriting now? Is it words? Do you just sit down and I've got a whole list of words, I've written a poem and I'm going to find the music for that? Or is it the melody that you hear?
It kind of just depends on the day and the mood. Like I'm the type of person where I like to just sit down and just let it come to me. If it's because I write every day. Like I have a journal. Like I write what makes me upset, what I'm happy about, what I'm frustrated about. And then if I just have like random ideas, like I write. Like when I watch TV shows, I write because there's a lot of great lines in television and movies. When I go to theater, I have my notepad out. I write cool lines and stuff I hear. So I always have just like, I like to call it my boneyard, where I just keep a bunch of like just words. And then if I find a melody that those words can fit to, and if I find the right concept for the song to somehow kind of piece together what I have, then I just kind of go from there. So sometimes it's the words, I'll put together a list of words. Sometimes it's the melodies. It just kind of just depends.
Well, from the boneyard, you've got a song that you have put together that you're going to play for us. What are you going to play?
So it's a song called Back of Your Mind. I wrote it with a buddy of mine named Matt McVie. He's actually producing Kane Brown's record. And a guy named Devin Tolentino, 2 buddies of mine. So we had this idea that, you know, a lot of times people get in relationships and they break up. Then one person moves on, but yet they still text the other person for advice or I miss you, blah, 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 blah. So we kind of wanted to take the thing where, everybody knows that he's holding you tonight, but you hold me in the back of your mind sort of thing. So.
Oh, I see what you did there.
No, you picking up what I'm laying down. Yeah.
All right, grab that Get Fiddle of yours and let's get to it. It's Jimmie Allen on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7.
Does he take your hand? Does he make you laugh? Tell me, girl, is it a temporary thing? Does he play with your hair, wrap you up in his arms, kiss your lips, then watch you fall asleep? You ain't gotta say it, but I know that you miss me, 'cause my phone still rings with your name on it. In the picture with him wearing the shirt that I bought you. You know, never do it like I do. That's why you send me texts after 2 in the morning. Everybody knows that he's holding you tonight, but you hold me in the back of your mind. Did you make a mistake, you little heartbreak? What if I said I miss you too? We can get it together, girl, tell him it's over, yeah. I'm over missing you. We ain't gotta say it, we both know the truth, 'cause my phone still rings with your name on it. In the picture with him wearing the shirt that I bought you. You know, never do it like I do. That's why you send me texts after 2 in the morning. Everybody knows that he's holding you tonight, but you hold me in the back of your mind. You hold me in the back of your mind. He might be the safe kind, but girl, he ain't the right guy. My phone still rings with your name on it. In the picture with him wearing the shirt that I bought you. You know I never do it like I do. That's why you send me texts after 2 in the morning. Everybody knows that he's holding you tonight, but you hold me in the back of your mind. Back of your mind. You hold me in the back of your mind. Back of your mind. You hold me in the back of your mind. Back of your mind. You hold me in the back of your mind. Back of your mind. You hold me in the back of your mind.
Well, we've done a little bit of talking and a little bit of playing. Well, he's done the playing. I've done the talking. We've got Jimmie Allen tonight on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. Jimmie, from up around the Nashville area now, you've been to Japan. Yeah. You've been to L.A. You've been to a few different places, hitting the road, traveling. What do you like about traveling?
Just love being in new places, man. Like, I like people watching. Like, one of my favorite place in the world is Disney World. I know, I'm a geek. I go to Disney World 3 times a year. I literally just got back from Disney World 2 days ago.
I'm waiting for Star Wars Land, so I understand.
Exactly. You understand. Like I go to Disney World 3 times a year, and I just love people watching. So getting a chance to travel and talk to people and hear their stories and figure out how, I can inspire them at the same time they inspire me. So I just love meeting people, and kind of my thing now too. I don't think it's weird. I think it's awesome. Like, I go to every city I go to, I try to find, the homeless section and go there and talk to them, get their names and just keep them in my thoughts and prayers and stuff like that. And I don't know, man, I just love traveling, meeting different people, hearing stories, and it just reminds you that, we're all human.
Along with getting to hear those stories, you share your musical stories. Sure. You get out and you play. Mm-hmm. How often do you get out to perform around here?
I try to play Nashville songwriter rounds at least 2 or 3 times a month, try out some new songs.
Do you play other areas around here too, or just up there?
Nashville right now, working on actually booking some shows actually around here. So maybe
cool. Well, cool. We'll have you around here. That'll be awesome.
We can do that.
They can find you online to find out where that's going to be at. Give them a place to go.
You can go to jimmieallennow.com. It's JIMMIEALLEN now NOW.com. And, find me on all the social media platforms.
Songs you've done tonight, those are up there.
Yes.
At least one of them's up there.
Yeah, front lawn's up there. It's on iTunes.
Which means you can listen through your phone.
Yeah, you ain't got to buy it. Just share it with your friends. I don't care.
You could just be enjoying that whole summertime vibe that we're talking about. Exactly. There it is.
As long as you're listening to me, I don't care if you paid for it or you stole it. Just play it.
Play it like you stole it, but don't really. Actually support him. Get out and see him, support him, do what you can to help him out. Thank you for coming in and talking with us, Jimmie.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate
Looking forward to hearing more from you down the road.
Yes, me too.
It's been a conversation tonight with Jimmie Allen on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7.